Hello, everyone. Welcome to the UltraQuest podcast here on the Morphin Network. Let me ask you all a question. Did you have fun at Power Morphicon? What an amazing convention it was. So many actors, so many guests, so many tables, so many interviews. Oh man, so many awesome cosplayers. I love that there were a lot of people dressed up as D from Go-Go Loser Rangers. It was such a wonderful time. But let me know how you guys felt about the convention right here in the comments section, and I will read them live. But in the meantime, what we are here to discuss is not the convention itself, but we will go into it a little bit. We are here to discuss the one and only Ultraman Arc, Episode 7, The Full Moon's Answer. And yes, we get a new form, and just like how we, and probably you guys, are super tired. Yeah, no, like they did not really do that good of a job like displaying this new form either. I mean, they did it better than the Sun Knuckle form, but the Moonwing could have been cooler. I'm just saying they could have done more with it. I don't mind. But I will say this, though. I did not manage to get that much in terms of toys like I like to usually, because this year kind of prioritized getting autographs more than anything else. And blammo, oh my god, look at all these autographs. Sadly, the only autographs I was not able to get, unfortunately, were Anna Hutchinson, Jeff Dolan, and Kelson, because we were super busy. We got so many interviews done, but I'm really happy that with what limited time I had to myself, I did manage to get bunch of these autographs. In case you're wondering who I already managed to get signed, I already got Sarah Thompson, Nikolaev, I got Algin, I got David Delatour, I got Oliver Driver, Paul Giddens, who we already interviewed on our live show, Holly Shanahan, Bede Skinner. That's right. Pretty much literally everyone in the cast except for Flit, Casey, and Daichi's voice. Not Jared. I have Jared, just not Daichi. And also I didn't get Lily's voice. Sorry, I didn't get Lily Anna Hutchinson because her lines were long and she left before I had a chance. But it's what it is. Still, this is probably the most comprehensive autograph DVD that I have in my entire collection, because I've got a decent amount of autographs on my Power Rangers the movie, Power Rangers Zeo. I think I have at least one autograph for Time Force and Wild Force, but this is the most amount of autographs I've got in one DVD. And yeah, I do like to get my DVDs autographed. I think it's more fun than just getting an 8x10. I mean, I do have plenty of 8x10s from various actors. Just when it comes to Power Rangers, I more prefer to get them from the actors. But I will say this. I also do have an 8x10 from David Delatour from 2016. But getting it but part of the reason why I got that autograph was because I never had the DVD at the time. But now I do. So here we are. But let's go into Ultraman Arc. So there's really not much to say about this episode. Plain and simple, it's a heat wave, which is what we here in LA are experiencing all the damn time. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just really not a fan of the heat wave. Like, man, so I can relate to these characters And apparently there's an exude of hydrogen sulfides, as if there's like a volcano in the city. But turns out all of this is being caused by a kaiju, very tiger-like kaiju, maybe a Similodon kaiju, but it's definitely volcanic in its nature. And even though Yuma's trying to like fight it off, he's still struggling because it's basically absorbing Ark's energy. So that's crazy that's been going on. Um as far so but he did notice that there's a girl that's communicating with him telepathically, saying like, is all that Ark capable of doing is being destructive? um so what ended up happening was they had to regroup, and yeah, there's a joke about iced coffee. Okay, like, okay, we get it. Sheeta likes coffee. He likes coffee. That's his gimmick. He likes coffee. He's a dork for coffee. But thankfully, in this episode, they got iced coffee. So, at least they're being thematic. Because can you imagine having to go through a heat wave and then you're drinking hot coffee? Who does that? Ishida probably does, but thankfully, I'm not Ishida. So, it ain't him. It ain't him. It ain't him. No, 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 no. And of course, there's a lot of other things to contemplate, like the possibility that there might be two kaiju signals coming in, and it is possible that this may be a bicardial kaiju. So bicardial means that you have two hearts, just like the Doctor from Doctor Who. Interesting concept, and it's kind of interesting because I don't think we've really dealt with the idea of having a kaiju that has two hearts. At least to my knowledge, because all I've ever seen was Tiga, Blazar, Rube, Arc, just that, just those 3 seasons plus Arc. But yeah, no, it's an interesting concept, but one and that goes on the wayside because it turns out that in actuality, the kaiju is actually pregnant. And like a phoenix, it needs to go through like a massive explosion so that the energy from its own destruction can be used as nourishment for the infant. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting concept, and one I'm glad we humans don't have to go through. But yeah, so Ultraman is fighting this kaiju, and then he gets a flashback of his mom, and that's when he figured out a way to contain the kaiju. So basically, he creates the moon armor thing, which it's got a bit of a shield thing. Doesn't really do much with it. While it has cool flight capabilities, Ultraman could already fly. I don't know why. He could already fly without that form, so I don't know why why that form needs wings. But if they could determine that it could make him fly faster, like actually vocalize that can make him fly faster, that would be great. But they don't. But it is so fast that it could create a solid after image. So basically, he creates sort of like a barrier around it using his own after image in order to contain the blast. And we have this beautiful shot of him just like cradling the kaiju so it lays down. And something about that, the way they shot that, it's just so beautiful and so nourishing. It's like I could almost cry if the moon form wasn't so underutilized in this episode. I would have given this episode a perfect 10 just because of that one scene, because it was just that well done. It's like how do I put this? It's like usually when you like cradle and pet an animal like that, it's usually because of one of two things. It's because it's either pregnant and about to give birth and you're trying to give it comfort, or it's about to pass away and you want it to pass away comfortably. And unfortunately, this is both. It's both pregnant and dying. It's part of its physiology, but it still hurts a little bit because it has a very mammal-like structure, like that of a feline. And me as a dog person, I know it's a canine, not a feline. It's like I've been there. Oh, and by the way, happy International Dog Day. I hope you and your doggos are having a wonderful day together. I love my doggo. He's sweet and precious to me. But yeah, no, it's like I've been there where like my own dog, my previous dog died in my own arms, and it it was it was painful to watch. It was painful to see and smell and feel. It just really hurt, man. So this episode definitely had a great appeal to emotion, just not an appeal to my sense of, hey, let's introduce this new form. But of course, the kaiju passes away with that mysterious woman, which is basically a communication spirit. They cradle each other, and a beam of light shines down, and we assume that the infant was born healthy, and it's now being safe. Um, and everything is restored to normal, and everyone recognizes, hey, this kaiju is just giving birth, and the explosion of its own extinction nurtures the baby. And I don't really have much to say about this episode. It's like just that one scene alone says it all, but plot wise, it's like there's really nothing much else for me to talk about. The moon form, it looks cool, but aside from the after image thing, I did not really care much for what I saw on it. For me, it's just the whole thing. For that, I'd give it a 9.2 out of 10. Yeah, it's what it is. What did you guys think of the episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What were your thoughts? How did you enjoy Morphicon? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Okay, so Nemetrix 96 had a great time singing Morphicon. Hey man, I had a great time seeing you too. It means a lot to me when our fans come up to us and say hi to us, and like what even like feels crazier for me is when someone actually comes up to me specifically and says, "Hey, Kabuto, man, I'm a big fan of yours." I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? What is here music behind me? Because surely you're not talking about me, are you? Yeah, but no, it's like, and I remember there was one person in particular while I was like resting up, brought up the wheel we do at the end of Kamen Rider Archive. So we're gonna do the wheel next week. Don't worry about it. We got you. But one thing I really appreciate is that person in particular said that us doing the wheel motivates them to do their own podcasting, and honestly, it means so much to me. It means so much to me to have it just means so much to me to have someone say that I or a group that I'm a part of inspired someone to be consistent and to start a new project and be consistent at it, because that is the human thing for us to do. Like always follow your passions and be consistent about it. I would also like to give a shout out to your man Cameron, who is a teenage podcaster, and this kid, honestly, I was super elated when I got to meet him because he is a fan of ours, and he was like super excited to meet with us. And the thing is, it's like I want to send all that positive energy to him because he's only a kid, and he's like already got that hustle going. He interviewed Jacqueline Joe right after we did, and I hope that interview went really well. And sending all that positive energy to this kid, follow him on Instagram, follow him on all of his social media platforms, because this kid is really cool. get right on it. Does he have a channel? I can't really see it on his Instagram, but I will follow him back because he is the GOAT. Yeah, no, like I don't care if you're 13 or 33 or 93. If you have a passion, go follow it. And that is one of the most important things in life, honestly. And I know Axel's not here, but Axel's part of the reason why I'm even making content in the first place, because if it wasn't for his YouTube videos back in the 2000s, and I know he will scoff them off as being cringy, but the thing is, if it wasn't for him making his toy reviews, I wouldn't be making my cringy toy reviews myself, and I probably would not have been interested in making my own videos and then subsequently joining a Scrub Club and then Morphin Network, etc. So one chain leads to another. If you are inspired by someone to do something, do it. And if others feel inspired by you, do your best to push them, to motivate them, to be their best selves. So one more time to all of our fans, if you got to meet us, we want to thank you for taking the time to say hi to us, and we are very grateful for all the views, all the likes, all the follows, all the subscribes, and all of your stories telling us how we inspired you to make your own content. And I hope your content is being very successful. And we're really happy to be a part of this chain of human evolution with you guys. All right, next comment. Hope you kicked a lot of butt there and got tons of interviews. Yes, we did. We got 54 interviews. We got 54 interviews. And here's the crazy part. We were working with a handicap. We were down a camera because of equipment-related issues. So for any given moment during all 3 days of the convention, amongst all 6 people, we only had the one camera to film stuff, period. We only had the one camera. So all I can say is hopefully next year, we'll have a second camera. We'll use that same level of energy and hustle and maybe break our record, go to 60 interviews next year. Who knows? But we want to thank you guys once more for all your love and support in the last 2 years, in the last year, in the last week, in the last day, in the last weekend, in the last hour. All right. Nemetrix92 says, this is the last comment of the night. Well, what was your favorite part of the con? Well, for me, okay, let me tell you. One of my most favorite experiences of this convention was my interview with Nikolai Nikolaev. He and I, we've known each other. We first met 6 years ago. This was actually the same year that Morphin Network got started, and this was 2 years before I actually joined Morphin Network. And I was dealing with health problems. This was the most difficult Morphicon I've ever been to because it was in Anaheim. The systems were down. We all remember that experience. And me, on top of my health problems, first of all, I want to thank Miguel for letting me stay in his hotel room, because otherwise I would not have been able to attend all 3 days of the convention. Let's keep it 100. Nikolai, I've been posting my own Dominic cosplay for quite a bit, and he's clearly noticed, because on day one I was actually dressed as Dominic, dying in line, and he walks past a bunch of us in line, and after he walks past me, he stops, takes a few steps back. He's like, "You! Oh my God! I'm so happy to see that you actually came. I'm so glad that you are right here. I'm so happy to meet you." And of course, when I approached his booth, I actually made the joke, Inspector Fuller, Health Department. I got word that someone snuck a monkey aboard this convention, which is a reference to both his debut appearance in Jungle Fury and his role on Sea Patrol. Great show. We'll definitely check it out. He first shows up in season 3, episode 2, and pretty much stays for most of the rest of the show. Anyways, so yeah, so recently, it just so happens that happy coincidence, we go to the same gym, played a bit of basketball, we lifted some weights together, and then he just disappeared because he's doing a lot of movie roles. He was on Stranger Things, Law and Order, organized crime and whatnot, and here he is at the convention, and like every time he sees me, he's always happy to see me, and I'm always happy to see him. It's uh like I love that energy. And like when we did the interview, that energy just did not stop. He said, all right, Mike, I want you to sign right here on this poster while we're recording live. And it's like write a haiku, a level haiku. It doesn't have to be a haiku, but it can be a haiku. So I just wrote a haiku on the thing. You could actually see the haiku when we upload the actual interview. And he just grabs the tripod and he's like, come on, walk and talk with me. Okay. And then, so we're just like walking around the entire convention floor, doing the interview completely on foot. It was the most amazing interview experience I've had in my entire life of doing interviews at conventions. I know like Eric Betts last year was really high up there because I'm a huge fan of WMEC Masters, and he's sort of kind of like the first member of the WMAC that I've actually met, which was back in 2010, but I never really talked to him very much until last Morphicon. So like what can one up that amazing interview I had with Eric Betts? This interview with Nikolai, not to downplay Eric, but like this interview, this was the most amazing experience I've ever had. I don't know how anyone could possibly top that. Hopefully next year, Anna Hutchinson could probably top that. Because in that 2018 Morphicon, two of my other three most memorable moments of Morphicon did actually involve Anna. So it's really important that I bring her up. Yes. She actually pulled me and my friend Kate up on stage at the closing ceremony, and we did the Jungle Fury morph together. Of course, because I had the Rhino morpher, I had to be like, Jungle Beast, Spirit Unleashed, Spirit of the Rhino, Jungle Fury, Rhino Ranger. Man, it was so good, man. Oh man. But yeah, no, I can't wait for that interview with Nikolai to be uploaded, because that's out of the 13 interviews I did, that was probably my most favorite this year. And that's not to downplay the other 12 people I interviewed, because Bede was amazing, Holly was amazing, Sarah was amazing, David was amazing. All of the actors I interviewed were fantastic actors, and shout outs to Ron Roger, who I feel really gaslit about. Long story, but Ron, hope you're having a great time in Las Vegas right now. Won't go into more details. But with that in mind, that's it for the comments. If you enjoyed watching, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. We typically do Ultraman on Mondays, Kamen Rider, Gotchard, well, soon to be Gov, on Wednesdays, because this week we're doing the final episode of Gotchard. So starting next week, Wednesdays will be Kamen Rider Gavu. Then on Thursdays, we got Bakuage Sentai Boom Boomger. Now, the tricky thing is, typically on Sundays, we also do an older season of Kamen Rider. Right now, we're doing Fies, but between Morphicon and a personal event that's coming up this Sunday, we're not doing Fies during these 2 weeks on Sundays. We're probably going to do Paradise Lost either tomorrow or on Friday. But Paradise Regained back on Sundays, like it's supposed to be. We're going to spin that wheel that you guys are all fond of in order to decide what our next season is going to be. Will it be Hibiki, Agito, Ryuki? Who knows? Maybe it might be a Showa season. Who knows? I can't tell. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what the next season's going to be until we spin that wheel next week. But this week, just make sure you ding the bell icon so you know when to watch our discussion of Kamen Rider 5's Paradise Lost. And yeah, also we just uploaded our Power Morphicon interview with Charlie Hirsch, who played Ming in Power Rangers Once and Always. So our first interview has already been uploaded. So definitely check that out. Definitely give that video some love. And one more time, give a little love to all of the content creators that I got to meet. Your Man Cameron, a Pronghorn Hero, the Armored Rangers, and Hakiles. I only got to see Hakiles for a brief moment, but at least I got to see him. So we've been busy doing interviews. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, no, and there's definitely some stuff on TikTok, so definitely check that out as well. I'm not on TikTok, I don't do TikTok, but other members of my team do, so definitely check that out. And with all that said, guys, check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do various movie reviews, video game news on there as well. We've done the Crow films, we've done the Shrek series, we've done Naked Gun, we've done various films from the 90s, including one that featured Kevin Duhaney. And what's funny is that I talked to him about it. He remembers being in it. He actually remembered that film. He remembered playing Bruce, so that's great. And of course, Deadpool and Wolverine, our next batch of films, will be next week, starting on Monday that week instead of Tuesday of that week, because, well, let's just say this film is going to be a real gas. Let's just say this film is going to be a real gas. And with all that said, everyone, if you want to follow my personal content, you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. And with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones. And we'll see you guys in the next convention, which for me will be in January at the Pasadena Comic-Con. I assume it's going to stay in Pasadena because Robo Toy Fest was moved to Burbank. I don't know what's going on there, but hopefully Pasadena stays in Pasadena and doesn't become Burbank Comic-Con. Although I wouldn't mind that either, to be honest. With that said, guys, have a good one. Peace out. Have a great rest of your week. And if you flew to LA for Morphicon, just got home, I hope you recover from that jet lag as soon as possible. Drink plenty of liquids. Have a good one. Peace out.